And welcome to another episode of the Football Smack Talk Show. I am your host, Ryan.
I'm Eric.
All righty. Welcome, everybody, to another Victory Monday. Here we are talking about the 7-1 Philadelphia Eagles coming off a victory down in D.C. against the Washington Commanders. It was a little ugly. Defense wasn't that great. But in the end, they pulled it out. They got they ended up winning by 7, but let's be honest, they were up by 14 with about a minute left before the Commanders kind of got a last-second touchdown there. But still, victory is a victory. Divisional games are always tough. So we are going to break it down a little bit, and we're going to talk about the Cowboys as it is Dallas week, as this is a very pivotal game this week. if we could get a victory here, get 8-1, get into the bye, get a little healthy, and then it's time for the gauntlet of our schedule. Eric, how are you feeling about this victory, about the team? What's your thoughts after this Sunday's victory?
Well, I think you hit the nail right on the head. A win is a win. Like, I feel like we say it every week, winning is hard. And, especially against a division rival, Washington always plays us tough. It took us to overtime earlier in the year. And this time we're able to get a win. Depending on where you saw the spread, you might have gotten a cover there at 6.5. But,
yeah, right.
And look, it's just winning's hard, and they got a nice quality win against an NFC East opponent, ups their divisional record, ups their conference record. These are all things that you look at as tiebreakers. Hey, look, San Francisco's on the downswing. We know Dallas, we control our own destiny. Well, we control our own destiny with San Francisco, too. But, we play Dallas twice, so we have a chance to hand them 2 losses. And the first one coming this Sunday at the Link.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Defense I thought wasn't really good. I think a lot of it, though, has to do with the safety play. You have Kevin Byard coming in, only kind of getting a half a week worth of kind of practice, some reps, getting used to this playbook, getting used to these players. You have Reed Blankenship coming back off of being out for the last couple of games. He struggled a little bit. Byard, when he was in there, struggled. And again, I think it was a lot of just kind of communication, is figuring out, when they needed to cover, when they needed, to kind of roam in the space. So I think all those things kind of get worked out, as time goes on. Another week full practice for Byard. Another week healthy for Reed Blankenship. I think all of that helps, and things will kind of get back to normal, I'm hoping. But yeah, they didn't look great, I'll tell you that. But the offense, man, 38 points, they were humming. They were, outside of a couple of throws by
38 points, and they turned the ball over twice in the red zone. They could have easily put 50 points up on the board.
You're absolutely right, but that kind of brings you to the crux of the problems with the offense is the red zone again. We're still having struggles in the red zone, and it's becoming very frustrating. It's the fact that we have been losing the turnover battle the last couple of weeks, and we are lucky to come out of here with a couple of victories. But that's exactly what happened with the Jets.
Yeah,
it just came back to bite us. And listen, we cannot play like this against the Cowboys. Plain and simple.
No, you lose the turnover battle of the Cowboys on Sunday, you will lose the game.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's Cowboys, for all the crap that we love to give Cowboys and their fans, their fake Fugazi fans, they are a good team.
Well, I just hope they're over losses by the Yankees and the Lakers too.
Well, right, naturally. Lakers season just started, so maybe some of them are paying attention there, but. Listen, they're a decent team, and they are still down one of their best defenders in Trayvon Diggs. So they've still been managing without him. Now, they've lost a couple of games here that maybe they should have won, and they looked real good. This past Sunday. So again, I'm not sure what team we're going to be getting that we're going to be facing on Sunday, but all I know is that they're going to be ready for a battle, and the Eagles better be ready for one too.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, they better play like this is the biggest game of their year, because really, right now, it is. And not only because I would say the biggest game is the one in front of you, but like it's Dallas week, and this is what Dallas week is all about. The two elite teams of the NFC East battling for supremacy.
Yeah, no, absolutely. This will go a long way in determining the division, for the remainder of the year. Oscar checks in, 100% agree with everything you said. Always love hearing that. Thank you, Oscar. Appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, listen, Dallas week is always a fun week. I mean, everybody knows a cockroach Cowboy fan, somebody that's probably
Yep.
lived in the Philadelphia area their whole life and somehow became a Cowboy fan because, their dad was a cockroach or they were lonely and nobody liked them and they just latched on to those 90s Cowboys, whatever the scumbag reason is.
It's funny.
We all know.
Whenever I hear anybody, yeah, whenever I hear anybody our age who grew up in this area and it says, "Oh, I'm a Cowboys fan," and whenever you ask them why are you a Cowboys fan, the first thing you get is always, "Well, I've been one my whole life." Okay, I didn't ask you that. I didn't ask how long you've been a Cowboys fan. I asked what made you one.
Right. Exactly. What
And
is the reason?
inevitably, it all comes back to they couldn't handle the losing.
Yeah. Listen, Eagles had some lean years. I get it. It's tough. But
And they couldn't handle it.
you got to stick. You got to stick with your team. And again,
Oh,
though we didn't want those fans anyway. They can be Cowboy fans for all I care.
yeah, yeah. And that's what it comes down to. Whenever you start talking to them, realize you're not going to change. You're not going to get them to be like, "Hey, you know what? You're right. I'm an Eagles fan now." And you wouldn't want them to.
No, I wouldn't want them to jump back on anyway. Oscar checks in again. Eagles need to play perfect football. This team needs to play its best game.
No.
Couldn't agree more, Oscar. This is where, you got to take a little bit, excuse me, from, the Miami game, maybe defensively, and maybe, maybe a little bit from this Commanders game. I thought they played really well offensively.
Mhm.
They need to combine both these kind of games and to have that, so to speak, perfect game as Oscar said, where things are humming both defensively and offensively. And, you hope that, again, Byard kind of clicks a little bit better and Reed Blankenship another week in. And, again, Nakobe Dean, struggle a little bit, looked good in spots. Again, another week back, we're getting these people healthy, which is great. We just need to, make sure that, things start gelling at the right time, obviously.
Right, and that's the thing. You want to peak at the right time. You didn't want to peak in September or even October. I mean, heck, you don't really even want to be peaking just now. But this is when you've got to start coming into form.
Right.
Like figuring out who you are. We've talked about it a lot. Like figuring out what is this team? Are they just like right now? I'm starting to wonder: are they just that sluggish team that when they win, they have to kind of win ugly?
Yeah. Listen, every year brings a different style, a different type of team. And listen, we're not last year. It's not last year. Put it away. That's not this team. I know that not much has changed necessarily. But it has. This team is a totally different team. So I think the expectations of a lot of people are so high that when we're winning these ugly games, they end up being negative and disappointed. We're 7-1. Like, don't underestimate the fact that we are 7-1. We are atop the NFL. No other team has one loss. Love it.
Right. I'm right there with you, man. I agree. Look, some of the stuff, these can be real character-defining wins. Like when you find ways to win when you're not at your best, that could be really important. It's like, who's going to be that guy that steps up there with you? Who are going to be the guys who, are they going to, mold together or are they going to rip apart? So far, they seem to mold together each week and just find a way to win. And that's what you need.
F&A. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oscar, again, we've been lucky to win with all the turnovers we have. Absolutely. And also, it's crazy we haven't played 7-1. Oscar, again, making a really great point.
In 7-1, we haven't played our best football. That's awesome.
That should scare the shit out of the NFL. Yeah, that should scare the shit out of the NFL right now.
Mm-hmm.
But we are 7-1, and we haven't even come close to playing our best game. We stumbled against the Jets. It happens. They playing great for us. Let's be honest. But we went into Miami, the so-called best offense in years, and look what we did to them. We held them to 10 points offensively. We played amazing defense against them. And, we held Tyreek Hill to 88 yards. I mean, listen, not a lot of people can say that.
Now, Tyreek Hill is special. He is a special dude. So, like you said, holding him to 88 yards, that was an accomplishment.
Yeah, absolutely. Quentin checks in. What's up, Quentin? Fans may believe we're like the New York Giants from last year or that Steelers team from a couple of years ago. Yeah, those are good teams to kind of compare it to.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, dude.
Yeah, all I'll say to that is, who's that other team in the NFC? Like the Pittsburgh Steelers a couple of years ago, the New York Giants last year. The problems that those teams ran into was they just ran into teams, the buzzsaws that were just better than them. Yeah. And my question is, who in the NFC would you say is going to be that buzzsaw that runs through the Eagles? I dare tell you there isn't one.
Listen, there's not a team that I think the Eagles should fear, talent-wise and ability-wise. Yes, Dallas is a good team. Yes, San Francisco is a good team. But listen, San Francisco right now has lost 3 in a row. I think they're realizing that their golden boy, Brock Purdy, isn't so perfect. And they might have a quarterback problem that they didn't think they had earlier in the year. And I think they peaked. The first 5 games, I think they were running on all cylinders. And now they're, Deebo Samuel's hurt and McCaffrey's in and out. And Brock Purdy's throwing picks and he doesn't know what's going on. And there's a lot of confusion there in San Francisco. And then moving over to Dallas. One game, Dak looks great. The next game, Dak's throwing picks and, you don't know what the heck's going on. And, one game, the defense looks unbelievable. And it looks like the defense could literally outscore the other team. And then the next game, they're giving up, points left and right. So, a lot of teams that are so-called the top of the conferences here all have their problems. And the Eagles are right there with them. We have our own problems. We are inconsistent as hell on defense. Our offense tends to sometimes sputter out. And our red zone is abysmal. It's abysmal. Let's check in with some comments here. I feel like Howie isn't done. He is going to make a trade for a defensive player. I mean, listen, the deadline is tomorrow.
Got about 24 hours.
Yeah, Halloween deadline. They did just make a trade with who was that with? Honestly, I forget. Trying to look it up. They traded Kandarius. I'm not sure how you spell it. Street and a 7th rounder for a 7th rounder 2 years from now for a 6th rounder next year. Who was that to? Was that to Chicago? No, Atlanta. It was to Atlanta. So Street goes to Atlanta. We obviously have pretty decent depth. So we're able to kind of parlay him at a 7th for 2025 into a 2024 6th. Whatever. For somebody who barely gets on the field, I'll take that. Q checks in again. Beat them boys, and everyone will be happy. You're absolutely right. Listen, the perfect scenario for the Eagles team is going in or being home. We'll be there, obviously. Getting this W, coming out into our bye 8-1. Come out of this game healthy, obviously, and get into this bye week.
Yeah, right.
Maybe Jalen, that little bone bruise that he's dealing with, gets a little better. Jalen Carter's dealing with his little, his back issues. Probably should still play. Reed Blankenship again, another week, to heal a little better. Whoever's ailing, you get a whole week. You're 8-1. You're the best team in the league, and you have a week to, an extra week to heal up before the absolute, massacre of a schedule comes in where you're playing the Chiefs. You're playing the Bills. You're
Kansas
playing
City, Buffalo.
You're playing Dallas again. It's rough. It's brutal. So, I think in the
Then
next
with San Francisco and at Seattle.
Yeah, Seattle. I mean, Seattle theoretically right now is a division leader. So, yeah, buzzsaw. But Washington doesn't make the playoffs. Yeah, right. That's the only team that seems to know how to play us really good. That's funny.
I know.
Yeah, they really do. It's funny. Some divisional, like the Giants and
Can we make sure Ron Rivera isn't allowed to talk to like the 49ers or Cowboys coaches?
Yeah, right. No, I mean, listen, some teams divisional wise just always.
I don't want Ron Rivera giving any tips.
Yeah, I mean, listen. I think it was they were talking to Mark Schlereth, who played for Washington for a few years, and he was even saying like, listen, the Eagles were a much better team when we were playing them, but it was one of those things where we just had their number, and we always played them close, and we would beat them when, to be perfectly honest, we had no business beating them. And that's the epitome of.
And can I just say something I said so much? Yeah. Something I must have said 100 times yesterday was, "Shut up, stink."
Yeah, well.
Oh, he gets on my nerves.
There is always that, yes. But
yeah.
All right, so looking forward to Dallas. The game's on Sunday, 4:00. We'll be there. We'll be there bright and early. 9 o'clock? 9:25? Right?
Yeah, I guess that's when the lots will open, 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, 9:25.
So we'll be there. We'll be tailgating again down in Lot M. What were we, like M2 last week, I think is where we ended up.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I think it was M2.
Yeah. So, we'll be down there, obviously, having fun. Anybody who's coming down to tailgate, or anybody who for the rest of the year, I know a lot of people that aren't regulars and don't have setups and don't really know what to do. Feel free, honestly, follow, come find us. We'll always be flying the Philly Sports Alliance flag overhead. Reach out to us, say, hey, listen, coming in for the game. I don't have anywhere to tailgate. You mind if I crash? Absolutely. We got plenty of food. We got plenty of booze. We got plenty of fun, music. We got, the 1 o'clocks. We'll have all that on. So anytime there's like a later game, we always bring the TV and always run that. It's just, so yeah,
and
please
get it all set up and it'll work this time.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Last week we had a little issue, but whatever. So obviously, yes. Anybody coming down, please reach out or just come and find us in the M lot. Look for the Philly Sports Alliance or the Football Smack Talk Show flag flying overhead. So, but anyway, let's talk about this game. Eric, what is one matchup that you are kind of looking forward to seeing, or maybe you're going to be paying a little close attention to for this Dallas game? Well, what are you looking at? What matchup to watch here?
Well, I want to see how this Eagles offensive line, they always bring it, but I want to see how they're able to protect and stop Micah Parsons from getting after Jalen Hurts. Jalen's still a little limited with the bone bruise on his knee. I would love to see him not have to scramble around and buy too much time. I want to see him be able to deliver from the pocket. So I want to see how that offensive line matches up and stops Micah Parsons.
Okay, very nice. Yeah, I'm kind of I'm going to be looking more forward to the run game with DeAndre Swift. We talked about it on many of the other shows here that you find on Philly Sports Alliance that I'm a part of. And we talked about it last week that we really wanted to see the run game. We wanted to see the balance, and we wanted to see them, attack the run game and not go away from it. And unfortunately, they didn't. DeAndre Swift had one carry in the first half. Kenny Gainwell was out there way too much. I think I'm pretty sure the entire fan base is turned on
What's
Kenny.
your obsession with Kenny Gainwell?
Dude, he's becoming my new Smallwood.
Right?
I mean, listen.
And it's basically because he was a force fed him almost.
Right, exactly. And I don't like that. Like, stop running him in the red zone. He is not, like, where the frick is Rashad Penny? He's the kind of guy you need in the red zone. He's a bigger back. He can do that, not Kenny Gainwell. And also start giving Swift the ball. Like, the man runs wild when you give him the ball. I don't understand why we always, I feel like every Eagles team from the dawn of time has a good run game, but then we are always like, I don't know about it. Maybe we shouldn't do it. Run the ball.
Running game, so let's quit on that. Yeah.
Yeah, run the goddamn ball. Like, it's embarrassing. DeAndre Swift is amazing, and we have an amazing offensive line. Like literally, everybody's talking about the trade deadline. Like, oh, we need to go get a running back. We need to get this guy. We need to get that guy. No, I don't want a running back. Don't give me no stupid running back.
No.
Give me another corner. Give me a slot corner. I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll take that. If you want to get some O-line depth, great. I'm all for that too. You want to go get a?
Yeah, I'm not. I don't care about the running back. Don't get the running back. We have our running back in DeAndre Swift. Can we just give him the football?
Yeah, I just don't understand. I really don't understand, and that's what I want to see. That's the matchup that I'm looking forward to. Is you know what? It's not even that. It's the Eagles coaching staff versus the inability to run the ball. That's the matchup I'm looking forward to. That's what I want to see.
The Eagles coaching staff versus the fan base. Let's go.
Seriously, I want to see if they get their heads out of their asses and start running the goddamn ball. Like, it's infuriating how much, like, it's so simple everyone can see.
But you do realize they play the NFC East. Again, they realize they play the NFC East. You play in the Northeast. It gets cold. It gets windy. Let's punch somebody in the mouth with our freaking running game.
Exactly. It pays dividends in the fourth quarter. Guys will be, hands on their knees, hands on their shoulders. Yes. Like, you wear them out in the fourth quarter. It pays dividends. You run the dang ball 20, 25, 30 times. That all that extra is right there on the defensive line, right. And they pay for it in the fourth, and that's when you stick your throat or your foot on their throat.
Right.
But no, they don't want to run the ball, so that's the match.
And we talked about it before, like going back to the Chip Kelly era, even when Chip Kelly was all about speed, run, and like not necessarily about running the ball or time of possession. They talked about how like guys like Fletcher Cox, snap-wise, played an extra game as opposed to everybody else. Well, maybe we could be the ones inflicting that on other teams by running the ball, controlling the clock, making them play extra snaps, making them, have a longer day on the field. Like, that's how you win in this league.
No.
Yeah. And other teams, they want to give you 4 or 5 yards of carry. Take it. Yeah. Because they don't want to see you go up top. Take it. Take the 4 and 5 yards.
We're good at it.
To you.
We're good at it. Swift will get you 4 yards.
Like, this is our bread and butter. Let's ride it.
Yeah. I think it's starting to get infuriating again, where it's just like, dude, come on, what are we doing? Like, I'm not saying let's.
It goes back to the identity thing. Like, who are you? What kind of team are you? Yeah.
I'm not saying run the ball 50 times a game. I'm just saying maybe actually run the ball like, maybe a little bit more of a 50-50. I'm not saying exactly, but a little bit. I mean, I'd love to know what the exact ratio of run to pass was, because I'm guarantee you.
This team, when they're at their best, they're a balanced offense.
Yeah. So. Yeah, that's the matchup.
Yeah, when they're at their best, this is a balanced offense.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely.
Good matchup. Yeah.
So, Now, I will say, Dallas usually has our number in Philly, and then we usually have their number in Dallas. So I'm hoping that trend
Yeah,
does not continue.
yeah.
As you know, I would
Well,
love
that
to
wasn't the
see.
case last year. We beat them here, and then they beat us there.
That is true. That is true. But we always seem to, it seems like recently we've been splitting with them.
It's always a
Matchup,
split. Yeah.
yeah, matchups have always been close, and again, I'm hoping for a nice,
Mhm.
nice victory. It's probably going to be, pretty close, and not going to lie, it's again a tough divisional game. You have the opportunity to, go up 3-up in the division, 3-0, another conference win.
Yeah.
Your only losses out of conference. You're literally going to be playing all of the top teams. For the most part. You're playing Seattle, you're playing San Fran. So one of those two, if not both of those two teams, will be playoff teams. You're going to be. You played the Bucks. They might be a division winner. Who knows if they can figure themselves out? But you're playing against teams that are most likely going to be in the playoffs, and it's nice to have these victories over them and be able to utilize it later and when it comes to playoff seeding, because that number one seed is ever so important now.
Right. Considering only one team gets a bye now, so
Yeah, absolutely. So, but listen, it's fun. It's Dallas week. Go find yourself a cockroach Cowboy fan. Start yelling at them. Start poking them.
question: do I have permission to punch them in the nether regions?
Sure, I don't see a problem with that. I mean, that's kind of on you. I mean, if they get up and punch back, I mean,
Well, no, I understand that could happen. Yeah.
all right. Well, there you go. Then punch away, dude. Who cares?
Yeah. All right.
Damn cockroaches.
Right.
But I will say, just to take a moment here, I want to mention one of our wonderful sponsors, La Terrain Watches. Please head on over to www.la-terrain.com. You can see it right down here on your scroller. If you're looking for a nice fancy watch, you don't want to pay fancy prices, this is the exact company you want to check out. The guys over there are absolute sports fanatics, hence why we're working with them. I have, I think, 3 watches. I have a pair of sunglasses. They absolutely have such great quality stuff. But head on over to www.la-terrain.com. Use the code PSA for site-wide discounts off. I believe it is a 10% off. So please use that. Get yourself a nice watch. They have watches for men, watches for the ladies. They have accessories. They have stuff coming out all the time, and in different colors. They have one of their watches. I think they have kind of a green. If you're want to get something for an Eagles fan.
Nice.
If you unfortunately know a Cowboy fan, but you want to get them an actual gift or something, they have something that has the blue in it. Whatever. But yeah,
I feel like you'd have to then, like I said, punch him in the
well, right, hand him a watch, punch him in the balls.
Yeah.
That works. Yeah. But yes, PSA. Use that code at checkout for your site-wide discounts at La Terrain Watches. So check them out. Yeah. Listen, this is a fun week.
Yes.
It's especially it's always better when Dallas is doing halfway decent. Because the Cowboy fans are engaged and they love to talk their crap. And again, I love to ask every Cowboy fan, how'd you become a Cowboy fan?
Right.
Too funny. So one of our good buddies, Shane, his dad is a Cowboy fan, Spider. And it's always good to bust his chops this week. And
So what's his go-to response when you ask him, well, why are you a Cowboys fan?
I forget his official answer. I think, again, he's a little bit older. He's in his 50s.
Sure.
But I think his dad was a Cowboy fan. I don't know if they necessarily lived
Well, thankfully,
anywhere.
the cycle of co-parenting ended with Shane there.
Right. Yeah. Shane, unfortunately for Spider, he married a diehard Eagles fan, and that part was came to Shane, and Shane is a diehard Eagles fan. So we appreciate Shane. Grew up in such a split household.
A divided house, and yet somehow found his way to the right path. Good job.
He honestly needs to be praised a little more for that. So
yeah, I really feel like he's one of those unsung heroes.
Yeah. Not all heroes wear capes.
Some wear Eagles jerseys.
Some wear Eagles jerseys, absolutely. So, but yeah, like I said, I love the smack talk this week brings, and especially if I'm active on Twitter. It's always fun.
And it's so much more fun when saying Dallas sucks isn't just a true statement.
Yeah, it's always better when you can say that after an Eagles victory. So,
yes,
no, absolutely. So, also, hey, while I have your attention, I wanted to mention an amazing partnership that Philly Sports Alliance has with the Edge of Philly Sports. If you have not checked out the Edge of Philly Sports, please do yourself a favor. Check them out on YouTube. Check them out on Facebook. Check them out everywhere, Twitter, etc. We have kind of partnered up. We stream on their YouTube. They stream on our Facebook. So if you are, connected to us on Facebook, you put on those automatic notifications on. You will get all of the Philly Sports Alliance shows. You will get all of the Edge of Philly shows, Edge of Philly Sports shows, and they do. We do a half and a post game for every Eagles game. They do post game reactions for Sixers and Flyers. They were obviously doing it for the Phillies. But then there's shows that all week. In fact, I think I'm going to be on 2 more tonight, even. So it's going to be a late night for me. But it's such a fantastic group of guys. Al, Big Al over there running the show. Does a great job. Joey, so many. I mean, there's too many guys, honestly, to mention that are part of Edge of Philly Sports. But thank you everybody whoever chimes in from their YouTube. We have met so many great people like Quentin earlier. He's a guy that I've been able to talk to on this show, other shows. And I'm glad that he chimes in every time. So
last week.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was gonna say the Birds of the Round Table show that we do on Edge of Philly Sports with me, Dives, Shane, and David. 3 of us were able to meet finally for the first time. Dives lives in Lancaster. Shane lives in freaking Oklahoma. But they all came in for the Miami game. It was great. It was great to see everybody. So, but yes, check out Edge of Philly Sports. Subscribe to their YouTube. They absolutely, if you love Philly sports, you have to subscribe to their YouTube. I mean, all the stuff that they're putting out. Al's always putting out amazing shows. Freddie and Joey, they do the Edge of Philly Sports show every Wednesday. It's a great show. Dives is, my God, that guy is a workhorse. He's on a million shows. In fact, 2 of the other shows I'm going to be on with him earlier or later tonight. Right. He does stuff all week. He does college football breakdowns, NFL draft breakdowns. That's the beauty of I think what everybody kind of brings their own expertise to the table. So it's really nice group of guys. So check them out, YouTube, subscribe to them, and hang out with us whenever we're on. So and then last but not least, maybe not last, I don't know. I got too many things to always mention, but I always want to mention Philly Sports Strips. They absolutely are the best, for sure. If you have ever wanted to go to an away game, if you've ever even a home game, if you're coming in, maybe you want to stop by our tailgate, say hi, grab beer, throw a little cornhole, grab some food, whatever. But they put on a tailgate every single home game down at the Live Casino. I forget how much it is, but it's kind of an all you can eat, all you can drink. They got music, they got people coming through. 97.5 usually does kind of a pregame there. It's really cool. So, but yes, they do all the away games. So if you ever want to go to an away game, check them out. They do Phillies away games. They go Flyers, the Union, Sixers, Phillies. They do spring training down in Phillies. They go across the pond, I think they did the Masters when the Masters was over in Scotland. Anything that's huge trip-wise, they absolutely just do it. So it's absolutely amazing. Head on over to Philly Sports Trips. It's absolutely, you will not regret it. Vince and everybody over there, top-notch. Eric, we've been to many away games ourselves. We did Washington last year. I just did the Jets this year. I did Arizona the year before that. Great people, great time. Philly Sports Guy, 97.5, 4th and John, Edge of Philly Sports, obviously. And so we're all connected with Philly Sports Trips. Absolutely amazing. So check them out. Head on over to the website and head on down to an away game. So. All right. Well, that is, I think, going to be all for us tonight. Eric, any final thoughts? What's your, you know what? I'll give you this before we get out. Give me some final thoughts on this Dallas game, and give me a player of the game and a score prediction. And we'll see how terribly wrong we both are when we both say it.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. My final thought: they got to protect the football. They have to be more efficient in the red zone, which I think that kind of goes without saying. A final score: I'll say 31-21 Eagles. And my player of the game: this is obviously sans Jalen Hurts. The other guy who maybe it should be sans would be AJ Brown, but that's my choice, AJ Brown.
No, that is the correct choice. I've been picking him for the player of the game the last couple of games, and I've been
you've been right.
I agree. I think as long as the offensive line, as you said, continues to protect, if they have a better balance, run-pass balance, I think that'll show dividends. And I think, again, another week of getting that defensive backfield kind of on the same page. Again, the corners work with the safeties, and I think maybe there's a little bit miscommunication of, Bradbury didn't look good out there, but I think a lot of it was he thought he had safety help when he didn't, or maybe he should have when he didn't, kind of thing. So I think another week of practice and getting used to each other, I think will only help. So hopefully enough of that will occur, and the Eagles will be right as rain for the defensive backfield because they're going to need it. CeeDee Lamb's playing at a high level as well. So since you stole AJ Brown, I'm going to say DeAndre Swift.
Okay.
I hope the man gets the ball, and I hope he runs it right down Micah Parsons' throat and the rest of that Dallas crumb bum defense. And they give Swift his due because, as guy who grew up in Philadelphia, I'm sure he hates the Cowboys just as much as we do, and I'm sure he wants to play really well against them. So, so I'll go with that. I'll go DeAndre Swift, and I think I will go with a 34-31 victory for the Birds. last, coming down to the wire there because, it's Dallas. Listen, we seem to, for the most part, always play them really close.
Yeah.
And they're a good team. We're a good team. And I think it might be just one of those situations where whoever has the ball last might win this game. So I'm predicting the Eagles will have the ball last and kick it'll be tied, and Jake Elliott will kick a
winning field goal. Yeah.
49-yard field goal for the win.
All right. I'm in.
Shit.
Sign me up.
And if that happens, I feel like somebody needs to give me like $1,000. I don't know. Just saying.
I hope somebody can, because I certainly cannot.
Well, no, and I cannot give myself $1,000 either. But again, if they win by a 49-yard field goal with Jake Elliott as the game is ending, shit, I'm gonna go to the casino immediately.
Yeah, everyone check the tapes here. We gotta get a collection if that's what happens. Yeah. We gotta get Ryan his $1,000.
Yes, this is Monday, October 30th. Monday before the Dallas game, I have predicted a Jake Elliott 49-yard field goal to win the game. 34-31.
Yeah, if it's 50 yards, it doesn't count, obviously. It's got to be exactly 49.
Listen, if I'll have to go to the tape because it might be like 49 and a half. And, they might sometimes they push it to 50 to sound sexier.
Yeah.
But I'll do the measuring. Don't worry.
All right.
But still, even if I'm 1 yard off, that's still pretty good.
Oh, yeah, it's impressive.
But all right, folks. Well, we're gonna head on out. Please make sure that you stay tuned right here on Philly Sports Alliance for this channel. There is so many great shows coming up tonight. Please make sure that you check them out. In fact, 8 o'clock there is Talking Philly Sports with Matty B. So please check that out. 9 o'clock, Party on Broad, which I'll be on. And then right after that show, me and Dives are going to do our wonderful NFL draft prospects show. But we're actually going to be doing a mock draft. We haven't done one in a little while. So we're going to do like a 4-round mock draft, focusing obviously on the Eagles. And we'll see kind of what we each come up with as far as adding pieces to this wonderful team. So never too early to talk NFL draft. Never. So, all right, everybody, have yourself a wonderful Monday evening. Have a great Halloween for all you with little kiddies. Be safe. And have yourself a great week. It's Dallas week, so annoy your Cowboy fan friends all week. And we will see you guys later tonight, later this week. And don't forget, every NFL Eagles game, there is a pre, a half, and a post-game show live here on Philly Sports Alliance, Edge of Philly Sports. So please check them out. Usually I'm on one of them if I can be, if not more. But yeah, check it out. Follow us, like, subscribe, share, whatever other buttons tell you. Just do it.
Like, follow.
All right. So for the Football Smack Talk show, I am Ryan.
I'm Eric. Happy football, everybody. Dallas sucks. Go Birds.
There you go. Love the end. I guess that was kind of your anything else to add, but I kind of forgot to ask that. But it wasn't really an ad, so it was more just like a needed statement.
Yeah.
Streak continues, folks. All right, everybody, have yourself a great night. We'll see you here on Philly Sports Alliance, Edge of Philly Sports, later on tonight. Go Birds. F Dallas. Like, seriously. Fuck Dallas.
Yeah. F Dallas, yeah.
Just say it. Fuck Dallas.
Fuck Dallas.
Yeah, there you go. Go Birds.